object-oriented programming, also called OOP for beginners. Xerox showed Steve a demo of the GUI in 1979, and he made cool stuff with the GUI, but he didn't really see at first object-oriented programming. That was something he missed. So very important also in 1979, Steve Jobs could have started Apple also with OOP. He didn't. The other one is Einstein said things should be as simple as possible, but not simpler. That's very important, the concept of objects. Why is it simple? Because in OOP you have objects, and the objects have data and operations on the data encapsulated. That's how life started on Earth. We had a few bunch of viruses, they evolved, and at one point they built an encapsulation inside the cell, outside the cell. And this cell-based organism is life. And that's kind of what we use in OOP. We use this encapsulation, we have the data, the operation on the data, it's all local. We can hide the state and the space we have. We can hide it, it's local, we retain it. And we are very strict who can say something to us. But nobody comes inside or out. We don't have getters or setters that can potentially damage us. No, it's encapsulated. You don't have to think about biology. You can think about computers on a network. You have different nodes, different computers, and they all send messages. Just another word for methods, if you want, messages on this Ethernet bus, and everybody can look at it and say, maybe it's interesting for me. We can choose what messages we want to accept and how to react. That's the objects. And you can think, of course, the computers on the internet are also encapsulated. You cannot go into a server computer and take out the data. It's impossible. You can only send messages, or when you want to say methods to the thing, and you get something back. Give me the website. You can even have put stuff on a website. It's also part of the HTTP protocol. So HTTP is very much how we think about object, and it scales the OOP way of thinking, the encapsulation. It scales. You can have 1 trillion more computers on the internet, no problem. The scaling and having many objects is central. So, how do we think about it? A computer on the internet. You can say every object has its own IP address. Maybe just the way how we think. And then we have everything. Like object is a server. We can say, server, please give me a website. But the server can say no. The server can choose what he does. Most of the time he wants to please you, but sometimes he say, oh, for security things or whatever, no, not authorized, not existing, whatever. You cannot get or set stuff in the server. You can only ask him to. That's object-oriented programming. And we have this massively today. You have publish and subscribe patterns in the architecture. We have the microservices. Microservice is nothing different than an object or an ensemble of objects together that we have. But think in terms of objects and OOP. And if you use getters and setters and force to go inside the objects, if you force this, then if you use that a lot, then you probably didn't get what object-oriented programming or OOP is about.